Hello everyone, my name is Carl Vincent Itulan. So this is my reporting project in Modern World Mathematics. So this is my assigned topic that Miss Ubas gave me. So today we gonna tackle about Cramer's B correlation, and today you can learn on how to solve Cramer's B correlation using the formula and how each variable related to each other. So Cramer's B correlation. Cramer's B is a measure of association or correlation used to determine the strength and direction of the relationship between two minimal or categorical variables in a contingent table. It is an extension of chi-squared test of independence which assesses whether this is a significant association between two categorical variables. So from the word two categorical variables, which means we determine which is the best or we can say related to each other if the variable related to each other. So Cramer's B is particularly useful when you have a categorical data and you want to understand how strongly two variables are related. So it ranges between 0 and 1, where 0 indicates no association or a very weak association between the variables. 1 indicates a perfect association between the variables. So this is the formula of Cramer's B. So V is equals to square root of x squared divided by n divided by mean times c minus 1 r minus 1, where x squared the chi-squared statistic and n total sample of size, r number of rows, c number of columns. So in the next slide I can show you the sum of example or scenario of Cramer's V correlation. So example 1, imagine you want to assess the association between two categorical variables. So the first variable, smoking status, and the second variable, lung disease diagnosis, in a sample of 200 individuals. You have collected the following data. So this is the data. So in the data you can see the lung disease diagnosis, no or yes, and the smoking status, non-smoker and smoker. So the result of our survey is 80 and for yes is 120. So step 1, calculate the chi-squared statistic for contingency table using the formula x squared equals summation of O minus E squared divide E. So where O equals to 50, so this is our observed frequency. Our E is equals to 80 times 70 divided 200 equals 28. So this is our expected frequency. So x squared equal 50 minus 28 square root of 2 divide 28 is approximately equal to 19.79. So this is our step for solving the Cramer's V formula. So before you can solve to the real formula of Cramer's V, so first you solve the chi-squared. That's always rule of on how to solve the Cramer's V formula, a correlation. So step 2, calculate the Cramer's V using the formula. So since you get the chi-squared, so you can calculate the Cramer's V correlation. So x squared is the chi-squared statistic approximately equal to 103.86. So where I can get this 103.86, so I can get this through repeat the calculation for all cells and the sum up the x squared values. So in this case 103.86, this is the result that I made to calculate the x squared. So n is the number of total of size and this is 200. K is equal to number of categories for one variable, which is smoking status, and R is the number of categories for the other variable, lung disease diagnosis. So they are both number 2. So this is this is me solving the solving the result using the formula. So V is equals to square root of 103.86 over 200 times mean times 2 minus 1 minus 2 minus 1. So V is equals to square root of 103.86 divide 200. So 103.86 divided 200 is 0.5193. So the square root of 0.5193 is approximately equal to 0.721. So 0.721. So this result is indicates a strong association between smoking status and lung disease diagnosis in a sample of 200 individuals. So in this example, we can we can we can achieve the we can achieve that the two variables are related to each other. So let's proceed to the next example. So the next example is, well, assess the association between two categorical variables. So the two categorical variables is gender and favorite ice cream flavor in a group of 200 people. So here's the data. So this is the favorite ice cream flavor, which is vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and this is the gender, male and female. So male is in the 200 that we survey. Male says that vanilla, and some male says 20 chocolate. So and some males 10 strawberry. So the total of 70, 70, 40. So step 1. So same as in example 1, calculate the chi-squared statistic for the contingency table using the formula. So this is the formula. So O is equals to 30 observed frequency. E is equals to 70 times 60 divide 200 is equals to 21. This is our expected frequency. So x squared 30 minus 21 squared divided 21 is approximately equal to 3.43. So step 2, calculate Kramer's V using the formula. So the formula is, I give it in the previous slide. So x squared is the chi-squared statistic, approximately 22.29. So where do I get this 22.49? So like what I said in the activity example 1, repeat this calculation for ourselves and sum up the x values. So in this case, the total of x squared is approximately equal to 22.29. So n is the total sample of size, which is 200. P is the number of categories for one variable, which is gender, and R is the number of categories for other variables, favorite ice cream flavor, which is 3. So I calculate using the formula. So V equals square root of 22.29 over 200 times mean times 2 minus 1 minus 3 minus 1. So V is equals to 22.29 divide 200. So 22.29 divided 200 is 0.11145. So the square root of 0.11145 is approximately equal to 0.334. So 0.334 indicate a moderate association between gender and favorite ice cream flavor in the sample of 200 people. So let's proceed to the third example. So the third example is calculating Kramer's V correlation. So this time using a hypothetical scenario involving two categorical variables. So education level and job satisfaction for a sample of 300 employees. So here's the data. So this is the first table. So job satisfaction, we rate the job satisfaction in low, mid, and high, and education level, which is high school, bachelor's, master. So the total of 90, 120, and 80. And so same as we did at example 1, example 2. The first step is calculate the chi-squared. So the static for the contingency table using the formula. So this is the formula. You can see in the screen. So 0 is equals to 50. So this is our observed frequency. Is E is equals to 90 times 80 over to divide 290 is equals to 24.83 expected frequency. So x squared is equals to 50 minus 24.83 squared divide 2483 is we can get this result that 25.98. So this is the result. So same as we did as example 1 and example 2. Step 2, calculate Kramers B using the formula. So the formula is you can see in the previous slide. So where x squared is the chi statistic, so our chi statistic is like we saw in the previous slide, 108.35, and n is the total sample of size, which is 300. Key is the number of categories for one variable, job satisfaction, 3, and r is the number of categories for other variable, which is education level, and number 3. So I calculate using the formula. So I solve it using the formula. Square root of 108.35 divided 300 times mean 3.3 minus 1 minus 3 minus 1. So 108.35 divide 3 times 2 equals 600. So 108.35 divide 600 is equals to square root of 0.1806. So the square root of 0.1806 is approximately equal to 0.425. So 0.425 indicate a moderate association between education level and job satisfaction among the 300 employees. So let's proceed for example 4. So example 4 is calculating Kramers B correlation, this time using a hypothetical scenario involving two categorical variables. So the two categorical variables is type of exercise and weight loss success for a sample of 400 individuals. So for my example, the sample is 400 individuals. So here's the data. So you can see this, you can see the table weight loss success, and type of exercise is cardio, strength, yoga. So some says that cardio weight loss success is yes, which is 60, and strength they can lose weight. Some says yes, and yoga some says no. So total 110 and 90. So step 1, same as we did, and step 1 and same as we did and example 1, 2, and 3. So first this is come up to your mind. So reminder that if you're solving a Kramers B correlation, keep in mind that first is you can solve it first with chi squared. So you can't solve the Kramers B correlation without the chi squared. So the first step in solving the Kramers is chi squared. That's why this is the first step. So x squared is equals to summation of O minus E squared divide E. So this is our formula. So O is equals to 60 observed frequency, and E is equals to 110 times 100 divide 200 is equals to 55. So this is our expected frequency. So x squared is equal to 60 minus 55 squared over 55 is equals to approximately equal to 0.455. So in the step 2, calculate Kramers B using the formula. So you know na formula, no? So I see the formula. You can see the formula in the previous slide. So x squared is the chi squared statistic. So this is our chi squared statistic, 3.273. So why we can up to this 3.273? So repeat this calculation for all cells and sum up the x squared. So with the result is 3.273. So n is equal to the total sample size, which is 400. K is the number of categories for one variable. This is type of exercise, and 3, r is the number of categories for the other variable. So the other variable is weight loss success, which is 2. So using the formula and substitute all the your given number. So square root of 3.273, this is our g squared, and divide 400 times mean 3 minus 1 minus 2 minus 1. So v is equals to square root of 3.273 divide 400 times 2, so 400 times 2 800, so 3.273 divided 800 is equals to 0.0041. So the square root of 0.0041 is equals to 0.064. So the result is 0.064, indicating very weak association between the type of exercise and weight loss success among the 400 individuals. So the research says that these two variables are not related to each other. So let's proceed to example 5. This is our last example. So calculate Kramers B correlation, this time involving two categorical variables, so favorite music genre and music festival attendance for a sample of 250 music enthusiasts. So here's the data. So music festival attendance. So favorite music genre, rock, pop, hip hop. So the attendance is 250. So some say rock, some says that rock is their bet, and some say pop is their bet, and some say hip hop is their bet. So the total is 150 and 200. So step 1, repeat and repeat like what I said. Calculate the chi squared statistic for contingency table using the formula. So you know the formula na, no? So 0 O equals 70. So this is our observed frequency. E is equals to 150 times 90 divide 250 is equals to 54. So this is our expected frequency. So substitute the result of O and E from the formula. So 70 minus 54 squared divide 54 is approximately equal to 4.54. So 4.54. So repeat this calculation to all cells and sum up the x squared value. So in this case, your chi squared is 14.84. So hindi ko na pinakita kung paano ko sinolve yung how to get the chi squared because this is lack of time and lack of slides na. So if you have some question, just ask me and send me some message. So let's proceed to step 2. Calculate Kramers B using the formula where x squared is the chi squared statistic, which is 14.84. So we solve that. So n is the total sample size, which is 250. K is the number of categories for one variable. So our first variable is favorite music genre, which is 3, and R is the number of categories for the other variable, music festival attendance, which is 2. So I substitute all the given numbers to the formula. So V is equals to 14.84 divide 250 times mean 3 minus 1 minus 2 minus 1. So V is equals to square root of 14.84 divide 250 times 2 is 500. So 14.84 divide 400 is 0.02968, and square root of 0.02968 is approximately equal to 0.172. So 0.172 indicate a relative weak association between the favorite music genre and music festival attendance among the 250 music enthusiasts. So the study says that the two variables are not related to each other. So that's all for today's guys. I hope that you learned a lot from me, and this is my performance for reporting project in mathematics and modern words. So like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Thank you.